Well, greetings, Cap fans. Welcome to episode 270 of the Captain America Comic Book Fans podcast. Hey, I'm your host. I'm Rick Verbanis, and I've got a co-host. You know who he is. He's the best gosh darn co-host out there, and his name is Bob Lucius. Oh, Bob, my psychiatrist told me I was crazy, and I said I wanted a second opinion. He said, okay, you're ugly too.
Is that Rodney
I
Dangerfield?
told my psychiatrist that everyone hates me. He said I was being ridiculous. I haven't met everyone yet. Last week, I told my psychiatrist I keep thinking about suicide. And he told me now I have to pay in advance.
Oh, goodness.
For years, my parents sent me to a child psychiatrist. The kid didn't help me at all.
This is good stuff, Rick. This is quality material.
Ah, it's Rodney
It
Dangerfield. You
is.
nailed it.
Yeah. I'm an old time Rodney Dangerfield
Ah, he
fan.
can't get any respect. Poor
He
Rodney.
cannot.
Yeah.
Cannot. First comedian I ever went to see.
Oh, really?
Yeah. First and last, I think. Well, other than the local comedy clubs.
Yeah. What year was this?
Oh, gosh. That had to have been 83?
Oh, that's a long time ago, dude.
1983,
That was the
1984.
last professional comedian you saw?
Other than like the local comedy clubs, yeah, yeah.
Uh, well, when you say local comedy clubs could have some big
Well, they do.
names.
Ours don't.
Oh,
Well, if they do, I don't know them.
uh,
Uh,
so
yeah.
Bob, the more I get to know you, the more I'm like, we wouldn't be friends. Because like comedies, like comedians seeing stand-up comedians, that's me and my wife's thing. Like
That's
we
it.
go
Yeah,
to probably at least three notable
uh huh.
comedians a year. Like that's our
Yeah,
concerts. Like we don't go to concerts much anymore, maybe like one a
yeah,
year if that.
yeah,
So we go see stand-up comedians and we just love doing that.
yeah,
But
yeah. Oh, I just, you know
you have
what?
a sense of humor. Why would you
Oh,
not want to do that?
I love laughing.
We know.
Well, the thing is, I like funny movies,
Uh,
and I'll listen to stand up comedian.
okay.
I'll listen to albums.
Do you
I'll
have a
watch the
favorite?
shows on Netflix or Amazon or whatever whatever whoever has those stand-up
Specials, yeah. Mhm.
specials. I'll watch those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, do I have a favorite? I like that funny guy. What's his
Oh
name?
Lord.
No, I like the guy, David. David.
David Cross.
Yes, I love David Cross.
Okay. From Arrested
Yeah,
Development.
yeah. I think of him from the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, but
Oh, okay.
yes,
That's
yeah.
fair enough.
I love David Cross, so
All right.
I'll stop what I'm doing and listen to him. But
He can get a little political.
yeah,
Yeah. I like
he
David.
can get very political. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's funny. I don't know. I think gosh, I still lean toward sort of the classics. So I mean, I grew up listening to Steve Martin albums.
Oh, yeah. So my wife got me, I don't know if it was a birthday present or something, a couple years ago. Steve Martin and Martin Short were touring together.
Beautiful.
And it was, I think the tour was called You Should See Them Now. And it has pictures of them in high school, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, and it's great because the two of them out there together,
Yeah.
then it's just Steve, and then it's just, Marty. And then they come back and they're together. I mean, it's expensive tickets, but totally
Oh, I
worth it
bet.
if they
Yeah.
ever come to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah. I love those guys. Listen to Cheech and Chong albums when I was young.
Okay.
I had an older brother, so they had
Mm.
the actual albums, and so I would listen to them when they weren't around. You know.
So that brings me back to Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
I had the actual record album
Mm-hmm.
called Rappin' Rodney, and it came out, I don't know, early mid 80s, early like
Yeah.
83 to 85. I can't recall. And I got it for Christmas. And, it was one of those things where, I don't know about your family, but, we get the extended family together on somewhere around Christmas
Yeah.
Eve or whatever. And, we're at the aunt and uncle's house, and then all the cousins come over. And so we exchanged some presents, and I guess one of my cousins got me the Rappin' Rodney album, and I'm probably 13,
Uh-huh.
give or take a year.
Yeah.
And so we all decided to sit around and listen to the album. And so we played it, and
Uh-huh.
there were a couple of racy things in there, but nothing
Yeah.
really bad. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it was like R rated or anything. My dad kept the album and didn't let me have it to play until I was like a year or two older. And and it's like I didn't understand because we sat and listened to it as a big
Yeah.
family and
Yeah.
laughed our butts off. But
Yeah.
yeah,
He was hoarding it himself, listening to it. That's why.
no, no.
No, no, no. I don't know how I got to see. My dad took me. I suspect he got free tickets through work or something. My dad worked for a defense contractor. Someone probably gave him a couple free tickets, and so he's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, I was like 13 or 14 at the time, but we got in the car and we drove up to Hampton Beach, which was about 30-40 minutes from where we lived, and at the old casino there, and Rodney Dangerfield was live on stage. And the only thing I remember from that night is he got heckled so bad that he got
Mm.
furious at the guy in the audience that was heckling him, and that's all I recall from that night. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it was like it was bad, them yelling at each other. Like this
Mm-hmm.
isn't very funny, but
Yeah, I hate hecklers. I just like,
yeah,
just let the people do their job.
yeah.
Like,
So we get what
don't
we
make it
paid
about
for,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got customers that paid for something. So just like
Yeah.
our customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
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 They're like, what are we paying for here?
I guess we need to get to the comic
Probably
now,
so. Probably
right?
so.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Well, before we do that though, Bob, we're halfway through December. You ready for the holidays yet?
I think I am. I think I am. Yeah. We're not doing anything, we're not going anywhere this year. Often, we might go over to the in-laws for a few days, but this year, we're taking care of the neighbor's cat. So I think we're just going to end up driving over and driving back at the end of the day, which is gold for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like just spending time at my home, with the family and
All right.
relaxing.
Well,
So
we'll talk more about that, I guess, next episode. Next episode actually comes out on Christmas Eve day. And so we're going to cover, well, let's save that for the end of the show.
okay. Yeah.
Um, if you're listening to this episode on the day it comes out, December 17th, it happens to be the birthday of Bart Sears.
Yes. Yes. The we've had him on the show, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Not
the
too long
anti-cap,
ago.
the
Yeah.
anti-cap, the Cap America Falcon series, at least
Yeah,
the
he
first
was
part.
on the show like 4 months ago. It was
Yeah.
episode 252 for people who want to check that out. It was a nice conversation about Bart Sears and his career, including his time on the Captain America and Falcon series that he did. So yeah, great conversation with
Yeah,
Bart.
I loved hearing about his work mentoring other artists, and just the volumes of material that he has generated to help other artists refine their skills.
Especially with those Brutes and Babes books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bob, we are in the 1960s with this particular issue that we're covering today. We haven't been in the 60s for a little bit. It's probably been since the summer, back when we did the Tales of Suspense 78, the one with Cap and Nick Fury. So it's been a little while since we've been in the 60s. And here we are. In fact, what we're covering today is Captain America 107. And interestingly enough, Bob, it's just a one issue story. We already covered 106 and 108. So now, for the completists out there, we're
Yeah.
covering 107, and this had a cover date of November 1968, but it was actually released August 1st. The creators for this particular issue, Bob, the writer Stan Lee, penciler Jack Kirby, inked by Sid Shores, colored by Artie Semick, and editor also Stan Lee. And the cover is by Jack Kirby and Frank Giacoya. Do you want to take the listeners through the cover, Bob?
Yeah, it's a spooky cover, Rick, right? It's a very gray, blue, somber tone cover. And we've got Cap standing in the middle of the cover with his right hand over his head, very dramatic
Oh,
like.
oh, like he's going to faint.
Like he's going to faint. He's grimacing. And all around him, we see these apparitions, right? Because he's in like a spooky wood. We see, gnarled trees in the background, but we see these apparitions as if some sort of hallucinations or dreams or ghost-like figures. We see Bucky behind a gravestone that says, "Here lies Bucky." We see the Red Skull firing a weapon. We've got explosions down below between his leg. It looks like maybe on the battlefield in World War II. We see some soldiers. We see people's like faces that are distorted. It is like he's having a very bad trip of some sort, Rick.
Well, it is the 60s, Bob.
It is indeed, yes.
And listen, if I never hear you say, and he has a explosion down between his legs ever again, I'll be a happy man.
I think I'm gonna hear about that one.
All right, I'm going to pull my copy from the spinner rack. And love the smell of the old comics.
I'll be like, I love the smell of a new omnibus. It gives me a hernia every time I pick it up, so I'm just gonna leave it in my lap.
You're going to have an explosion between your legs.
Right.
All right, we get to the opening splash page, and it's a Stan Lee, Jack Kirby modern day masterpiece. Captain America, Living Legend of World War II. And the title to this one is, Bob.
If the past be not dead.
And we see this very 60s psychedelic kind of image from Jack Kirby, where Cap is in all his Kirby glory extended, right? So his left hand holding the shield is coming, forward, and his right leg with his boot is coming forward, and his other arm and leg are behind him. So it's very dynamic. And it's got the Kirby crackle in the background, and it looks like Adolf Hitler is a gigantically rising behind him. And then you see other characters shooting at him, and you see death traps, and it's got some rainbow coloring going on, and Cap looks distraught. It happened years ago, and it's happening again. Or is it? Three question marks. And we turn the page, and we see Cap in some sort of electrical looking bob wire. And it's this gigantic Kirby style weapon, futuristic, and it's shooting this thing. And it looks like bob wire being wrapped around him and almost like lightning. No matter the traps, no matter the snares, I won't be stopped. He will not yield. Destroy him. And these soldiers raise some crazy looking rifles and start firing. And it's exploding around him. Again, again, again. And Cap is laying face down in a pile of rubble with his clothing all ripped up. Enough! Our task is ended. He shall awake once more. And when he does, the final shock. The one shock that not even Captain America can withstand without succumbing to total madness. And Cap gets off of the ground and he yells, Bucky! And what does he see, Bob?
Oh my God. It's like a huge tombstone, and perched up top like a freaking gargoyle, it looks to be Bucky Barnes himself in his World War II garb.
And he's on a tombstone, a very large tombstone that, what does it say, Bob?
Here lies Bucky Barnes. He died while Captain America lived.
Ouch. You killed me, Cap. You. You know I didn't mean it. You know how guilty I feel. Why must your memory keep haunting me? Because it was all your fault. Why didn't you save me? You've saved hundreds of others. Why not me? Why couldn't you rescue your own loyal partner? Why? And Cap puts his hands over his ears and he grimaces in pain, and then he wakes up in his pajamas the same exact way. Stop it. Stop it. I won't listen to it anymore. I can't. I can't. How long must I suffer? How long must I pay for that one terrible instant? I return the page. Gotta say, Bob, this must be it's pre-Sal Buscema. You know why?
Uh,
Because he's wearing a top to his
that's
pajamas.
right. He's wearing his pajama top. Yes.
Suddenly there is silence, long, deep, soul-shattering silence, as the mists begin to clear, as the frenzy begins to slowly die away. And Cap's sitting up in his bed. The same nightmare. Every time I shut my eyes. It doesn't stop. I'll go out of my mind. And he gets up to look out the windows into the city. Or am I already going out of my mind? Is this merely the beginning? The first stage of growing madness? I've got to call Doctor Faustus. He's been treating me ever since I met him on that panel show last month. For I'm afraid only a psychiatrist can help me now. And he picks up the phone. And what's he looking at, Bob?
Well, while he's on the phone, Rick, he is looking at it looks to be an autographed picture of Sharon.
Yeah, Dr. Faustus. This is Steve Rogers. It it happened again. And then we see someone sitting in a large chair and in an office holding the phone and to his ear, but we can't see the person yet. And in his left hand, holding a cigarette within a long, skinny cigarette holder. I regret to hear that, my boy. It means our fears are confirmed. You must come to see me at 2 this afternoon. If you have any other appointments, cancel them. It seems your condition is even more serious than I had supposed. And we see him, Bob. What does he look like?
Well, he's a very large man, Rick, but he's a ginger, so he's got short cropped reddish hair, as well as a full red mustache that droops down over a well manicured chin beard. So not a full face beard, but just sort of that kind of beard that occupies the chinnel space, and the matching mustache. And then, of course, he always wears that delightful green pinstripe suit of his.
So you know he's a bad guy because he's wearing green.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the 60s in Marvel.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Did you mention his glasses?
Oh, I didn't. He did. I did not mention his glasses. Yes, he does wear glasses, and they're those very small lenses that barely cover his eyeballs. They look too small for his face, but it's the look of every sort of wizened professorial doctor of
Mm-hmm.
that era.
You did your job well, Ferret. Our victim does not suspect a thing. And he clicks a very fancy Kirby-esque looking device panel on his desk, and it opens up a secret wall that has paintings on it and everything. And in fact, one of the paintings splits in two. And out coming from the wall, who is it?
Well, it's the aforementioned ferret, but he's dressed as a bellboy.
and he's he's very like minuscule compared to Doctor
Well,
Faustus.
compared to Dr. Faustus is a big man. So
Yeah, and I think
maybe
he also is a small man.
yeah. Well, he's a ferret. So yeah.
Hmm. He looks like he could be a jockey. The job's a cinch, Doctor, since I'm his regular bellboy. Indeed, it must always be you who bring him my prescription. You're a genius, Doctor. He doesn't know I'm giving him a nightmare tablet every evening. Naturally, that's exactly as Dr. Faustus planned it. Other men, lesser men, have attempted to defeat Captain America before, and all have failed. But they did not know what I know. Whom Dr. Faustus would destroy, he will first make mad. Tonight, you will give him these extra potent pills. That means the time has come? Or perhaps you should have said, Captain America's time has run out. I just felt like that was like an
It
Austin
was
Power
so
moment,
appropriate. Yeah.
right? And now it is the hour for my other plans to take effect before the unwitting victim arrives. Next page, we see Steve in his civilian outfit, but what's he wearing, Bob?
He's got a suit on. It's a two-piece suit. It's a nice shade of blue, not quite navy blue, not quite royal blue, but somewhere in between. And he's got a orange tie, white shirt, and he's got a smart looking hat on. Rick,
He does. He's very well dressed.
yeah,
Even
pocket
has a
square.
little,
He's looking
even a
good.
little, yeah, I was gonna say a handkerchief in
Yeah.
his pocket. Yeah. But compared to what everybody else is dressed like on the streets,
Well, he's a
it's
bit of a square.
yeah, it's 1968, so you got definitely some more casual looking clothes as he's walking along on the sidewalk. Perhaps it would have been better if I'd never been rescued from the floating glacier where I was suspended in animation for 2 decades. The world seems so changed, so different. I feel like a relic, a holdover from some dim and dismal past. Everything has changed. The cities are more crowded, more tense, with people racing about in vehicles we never dreamt of in the 40s. But is it really progress? We may one day be meeting strangers on far distant stars. And he gets that idea because he's looking and he sees somebody with a newspaper. And what's it say, Bob?
It says moon flight in this decade. Crew picked. NASA hints.
But we still haven't learned to live with our neighbors in peace and brotherhood. Or are mine just the rambling thoughts of a man who is mentally disturbed? How can I know? How can I ever be sure? I'll buy a paper and wait, that girl, it's Sharon. But she didn't even notice me. She walked right by. And what's Sharon looking like, Bob?
Well, she's got on. I think what do they call? They call those mini dresses or something. You know, they're sort of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mid thigh length dresses in a red pinstripe with a frilly white centerpiece, and she's got that great '60s hair. You know, it just sort of comes down and bottoms out in a nice wave. It's very Florence Henderson like, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the joke about the rabbit that was found dead on the side of the highway?
I don't think you have, Rick.
So this man and woman were driving, and uh, actually there was a rabbit, a little cute little white bunny, a little white cottontail, and jolted in front of the car, and the car hit the bunny. He swerved, but
Yep.
hit the bunny. And so the wife tells the husband, pull over. We got to check on the bunny. So they pull over, and the husband goes out, and he takes a look at the rabbit, and he's like, "Oh, it's a goner, you unfortunately, dead bunny." And he goes back and he tells his wife, "Sorry, honey. Yeah, the bunny's not going to make it." So the wife gets out. She brings her pocketbook and she goes and she looks at the bunny and she grabs this spray can from inside her purse and she sprays it. And he's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, I'm trying to save the bunny." He's like, "Honey, you're hysterical, right? Like it's okay. The bunny, it happens. You know, it's done." And then next thing you know, you're looking at the bunny, and one side of its nose, the whiskers go bing, 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 and kind of wiggle, and then the other side wiggles, wiggle, 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 and the bunny's eyes pop open, and the bunny gets up on its hind legs, looks at them, and waves, does a quick little wave, wave, wave with this, right little paw, turns around and starts to hop away. It's a miracle, Bob, right? And the husband can't believe what he's seeing. And the bunny goes about 10 feet and it stops, turns around, looks at them, and waves. Wave, 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 wave. Turns around, hops away. And the husband again, he's like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" The bunny goes another 10 feet, stops, turns around, looks at him, wave, 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 wave. And the bunny just turns around, hops away. And the husband goes, "What the heck in the world did you spray this bunny with?" And he looks, and inside the purse was the canister, and it was hairspray, and it said, "Gives permanent wave to dying hair."
That's a classic, Rick. It's a classic.
I like that one.
That's a good
It's
one.
it's a better people. It's a visual. Get
Yeah.
to get. You
You
have to
got to
do the
get the
little
little wave and
wave.
the wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good interlude. Everybody enjoy that interlude? Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to Steve panicking as he sees Sharon walking by in a crowded uh, city sidewalk. Sharon, Sharon, wait! If only the street wasn't so crowded. Hold it, mister. What's your hurry? I mustn't lose her around that corner. Sharon, wait! It's me, Steve! And then he catches up to her around the corner. He grabs her from behind. What is it, darling? What's wrong? Why didn't you answer me? Let me go! Take your hands off me! You're you're not Sharon. But how was that possible? How could have I been so mistaken? And he rubs his brow. You sure have your nerve, mister. But you didn't look this way when I first saw you. You must be some kind of nut. And a police officer starts to walk up. All right, fella, what's going on here? And Steve puts his hand over his eyes and starts rubbing his eyes. What's going on? I I wish I knew. Whatever is wrong with me, it must be worse than I thought. Now I can't even believe my eyes. I'm even having nightmares when I'm awake. Say, mister, you don't look so good to me. I'm all right. I just. What? No! Not again! We better get you to a doctor. You're in a bad way. No! And he looks terrified, and he turns and runs away. Come back. You're sick. You need help. He's right. I'm going mad. There's no doubt about it. And who do we see coming out of the shadows, Bob?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's the police officer, but he's pulled off a human lifelike mask, and underneath it appears to be the Red Skull. And this woman that he mistook for Sharon, she is now lighting up a cigarette and taking off what appears to be a wig.
It worked. Went off without a hitch. Just like Faustus said it would. I never thought we'd get away with it against someone like Steve Rogers. We wouldn't have, unless Faustus had softened him up before with those phony prescriptions of his. Ah, playing little mind games, Bob.
It appears to be so.
So Steve's now in Dr. Faustus' office, and he's hitting the button on the tape recorder. You know those old fashioned two reel,
Oh yeah, yeah,
with the tape.
the reel to reels, yeah.
And that's what happened, Doctor. Unbelievable as it may sound. I know it's all in my mind. I know I'm imagining most of it, but it seems so real, so horribly real. You're a very sick man, Rogers. You must lie down. Try to relax. Tell me the truth. Am I losing my mind? I cannot yet be sure. Now, start with those nightmares of yours. And he sits in a chair next to Steve, who's laying down on the couch. I want to hear of them again. Tell me everything you can remember. I've been trying to forget. No, it must all come back to you. Each night, I dream of the same thing, the past. Always the past. Bucky is alive again, and so are the Nazis. Wait, what, what, what's this? They're back again. They've taken me prisoner. And sure enough, it's like we're in his dream. He's laying there, but there are three Nazi soldiers around him, holding him down, holding his head. And then where Doctor Faustus was sitting is like a Nazi commandant. And it looks like they're in a prison cell. Talk is fine. Tell us what we want to know. D-Day. When is D-Day? No, I'll never tell. Never. Schweinhund, you will talk. We will make you talk. You thought you had beaten us, but we were too clever for you. And if you do not talk, we kill you, just like we killed your Van Damme partner, Bucky. You lie. He isn't dead. He can't be dead. It is useless. He will not talk. Silence him! And he pulls out the Luger and shoots him in the face. Again! 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 And then we switch to Dr. Faustus over top of Steve, holding a pen light in his eyes, looking at his pupils. And it's Dr. Faustus instead saying, Again, again it has happened. Wake up, you must snap out of it. Bucky, they killed Bucky. The only thing that you can help you is complete rest. How? How can I rest with these nightmares? You must trust me. I will help you. This prescription will bring you sleep without dreams. I will have the pills delivered to you. You must take them before retiring. But what if they don't work either? They will, I promise. I shall call you in the morning to see how you are. Now, go home and wait for the pills. Remember to take them without fail before going to sleep. And he is, he, if Captain America, I mean, I'm sorry, if Steve Rogers, how tall is he? 6'3"?
6'3", right? Yeah,
Faustus looks like he's pushing 7 feet tall.
yeah. I mean, like the top of Steve's head is Faustus's shoulders.
Yeah. And tonight, you unexpecting fool, we end our little game. Forever. He's gone. You may come out now. And what do we see, Bob?
Oh my gosh, there looks to be some actors dressed as Nazi officers, and they come out of a hidden room that the walls sort of slide open, revealing that it looks like it is the Nazi prison.
Yeah, so I guess it wasn't a dream. It was actual, like Steve was seeing it from that couch. He was seeing the men dressed that way. He was seeing the backgrounds and everything. That's why it seemed so real to him. I'm sure glad you had him under sedation. Yeah, if that guy wasn't so groggy, he could have taken all of us. Anyway, it's time for our payoff. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Bob. I want to walk up to my boss one day and say, "It's time for my payoff."
Yeah.
You're going to a lot of trouble to polish him off. Why not just slip him a Mickey and then one bullet will do it? That is not the way of Doctor Faustus. Though Captain America is one of the most superb fighters of this century, it amuses me to totally destroy him without the use of force, without leaving a single clue. Later, a restless Captain America exercises in his own distinctive manner. And who is Captain America exercising with, Bob?
Well, he's fighting Shield Plastoid 427, Rick.
Hmm. How would you describe this plastoid?
Well, he's often confused with Plastoid 426 because
I
they
get
look
that
very
mixed up all the
similar.
time. Yeah.
But it is a very large, all white, sort of androidy looking thing without any discernible eyes or mouth or nose or ears. But it has very large fists. And one of them is currently swinging at Captain America.
Almost tagged me that time. Tony Stark makes each new plastoid tougher to battle than the old model, but it's the only way to keep me on my toes. Anyway, I have to do something while waiting for that prescription. Ugh! I got careless. Shouldn't have let him grab me. He throws him, Bob. I'm fighting like an amateur. I can't get with it. Have to snap out of it before it's too late. The plastoid will keep fighting unless I can stop him. Have the dreams, the nightmares affected my battle prowess? Am I really at the end of my rope? No, I've never given up before, and I won't start now. I can still break his hold with the proper leverage. And he pushes off. What do you call that move with that hand? It's like a palm hit? Like, what is that? The official name for
Yeah,
it
it's a
again?
palm strike.
Palm strike.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if I can reach his power circuits and shut them off in time, he can't strike out with his power off. And he touches the right buttons, Bob.
Click, click, clack.
I did it. And then who's coming through the door?
Oh, well, it's the bellhop, or as we know, the ferret.
Hey, so this is where you are, huh? I tried the other room, but there was no answer. I know. I also rented this suite just to use as an exercise chamber while staying at the hotel. Wow. If this is how you exercise, it's tiddlywinks for me. Never mind that. Did you bring me my prescription? Sure. That's why I came on up. I got the pills right here. Don't just stand there, man. Let me have them. Dr. Faustus said these would get rid of the nightmares, the hallucinations. I wouldn't bet on it, big man. That's it. Drink it down. Drink it all down. This means Faustus wins. Nothing can save the shield slinger now. I better go and call the doc. He'll want to be on hand to see what happens next. Even the Red Skull never won a victory like this. After tonight, it'll all be over. And even if Captain America lives through it, Faustus will be able to get him committed as a madman for the rest of his life. Later, at the evening shadows lengthen, a restless figure tosses and turns, and then, finally, it's no use. I just can't sleep any longer. I might as well get up. But then, exactly 7 seconds later, what do we see, Bob?
Well, he's staring at his hands, and they look to be the hands of a very elderly person, Rick.
My hands. Something's happened to them. They've changed. And then we turn the page, and oh my goodness, what do we see?
He looks in the mirror and he sees a very old man staring back at him, Rick.
I know that feels like.
Oh, indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
And my face. I've aged. I've grown old overnight. Now I know I'm losing my mind. There can't be any other answer. Footsteps behind me. Whoever it is, Bucky! Not, not again! Don't try to understand, Cap. Don't even think. Just come with me. Enemy agents are trying to steal our new missile plane. This is our chance to be partners again. I can't. Look at me, Bucky. Look at me. I've grown old. Old and weak. You can do it, Cap. I know you can. I have a motorcycle waiting right outside. Don't you see? It'll be just like old times. And we turn the page and we cut to a scene where Doctor Faustus is overseeing a group of men that are working on a looks like a tiny little jet
Yeah, a
that's
little
on a
rocket
ramp.
drone.
Hmm. This is just what you ordered. We've staged everything so it'll be a perfect duplicate of the way Bucky was killed in World War II. It is perfect. Now you must leave before they arrive. The recreation of his partner's death will be the final straw to drive Captain America into eternal insanity. And then we see the motorcycle coming down the road. Faster, Cap, faster! They mustn't get the missile. This is how it happened before. The first time you died. Everything's the same, but it can't be. Don't stop. We've got to make it. They've got the ship. We're too late. Unless you keep racing up the ramp, maybe we can catch it. No, it'll blow like it did then. Cap, don't! The missile! Jump, Bucky. Save yourself. You mustn't die again. And there's an explosion.
Batum!
Bucky! Bucky! I've killed him! Again! And the men that were there assembling everything come out of the shadows, as does Doctor Faustus. We can show ourselves now. It'll not matter. The shock has been so great that nothing will ever restore his sanity to him. He's babbling incoherently, just as I knew he would. That once fine, alert, razor sharp mind, broken and shattered by the brilliance of Doctor Faustus. I guess I can get out of this get up now. And pulling the mask off of Bucky, who is it?
Oh my God, it's the ferret, Rick.
That guy. Yes, Ferret. You and my other assistants shall be well paid for your parts in this little episode. And we earned every red cent of it. But a split second later, and there's guys go flying.
Fuck.
And we turn the page, and it's Cap. He's up and he's punching everybody. You've all earned it all right, and now it's time to get it. He was playing possum. He didn't really, How did it happen? How did he get wise? What went wrong? And he starts firing at Cap, but his shield blocks it. Never mind that, you fool. Just keep firing. It's no use. His shield. How's this for a babbling old man? And he tosses somebody, and then he throws his shield at others and ricocheting back, hitting someone else. I asked you a question, and I expected an answer.
Pyong!
You didn't think I'd get suspicious of your pills. Didn't expect me to send them to S.h.i.e.L.D. for fast analysis. So that's what you did. But why then did you take my aging tablet? I didn't. Fury's technicians made me a little mask of my own to wear, as well as some phony wrinkle gloves. Your hired gunnies aren't the only ones who can be actors. I'm almost twice your size. I could still destroy you with my bare hands. And coming up behind him, who is it, Bob?
Well, it looks like it's a shield agent, and I would think it'd be Nick Fury, but I don't see an eye patch.
Yeah, there's several members of S.h.i.e.L.D. Coming up with their guns drawn. Don't try it, Faustus. So, the mighty Captain America needs the guns of S.h.i.e.L.D. to protect him. It's not him we're worried about, it's you. Cap doesn't like enemy agents, and you're a mighty big target. Take off those specs, Faustus, while my friends put down their blasters. We might as well finish this right. I'll tell you apart, little man. Sure you will. And we see a big fist coming at. And the next and final panel is Doctor Faustus laying on his back, unconscious. And Cap is walking away to the skyline. And in the night sky is a vision of Bucky's head. That one was for you, old friend. The end.
The end. Wow. Faustus almost got away with it, Rick, but
He did.
outsmarted,
Mm-hmm.
Outsmarted.
I think Dr. Faustus is one of Cap's most underrated villains.
Agreed. 100%.
He might be the most underrated villain.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I think about that every time I read a story with Faustus, and I think, man, they could do so much more with him.
Yeah, and they
Now,
have. I mean, over the years. I mean, he's been around since 1968, right? So he's been around for 57 years. But there's not enough stories with him in it.
Agreed. Yeah.
We did cover a cool, was it a 2 or 3 issue parter between Cap and Nomad series?
Yeah.
Which was Jack Monroe, right?
Yeah.
Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Faustus was playing with Jack Monroe's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sending him over the edge.
Yeah, he had a prominent role in the Brubaker run too, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
Volume 5. Prominently, involved in that little episode. But I still think, like so much more could be done with him. And I was thinking to myself, Rick, have you? I don't recall, but my memory is not the best. But you've got an encyclopedic memory. Do you recall there being an origin story for Faustus?
I don't recall. No.
Yeah, I don't think there was. And I'd like to learn more about, I mean, obviously Faustus is not his real name. It's his assumed name, but like, why did he pick it? And what's his background? So I just, a lot more can be done with this character.
Yeah, his real name is Johann Fenhoff.
Yep.
And according to MarvelFandom.com, his height is 6'6", 321 pounds. Guess it just depends on the artist's perspective.
Stripes make him look bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And he's been around, like I said, was it 57 years? I think I said. He's only had 60 appearances in 57 years.
It's pretty slim.
I mean,
considering
I'm not a math major, but that's like one appearance a year.
Yeah.
And if you think about how he's been in several stories that went 2, 3, 4, 6 issues, there's a lot of years in between seeing this character.
Right. I mean, gosh, he was probably in 10 or 15 issues just in volume 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's,
I'm looking at this. So the next time he appears after this isn't for another 5 years in issue 161. Then, so he's in 1973, 1975, 77 through 79. Then he skips to 83. Then he skips to 87. Then he skips to 93. Then he skips to 2006.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not, really thought of. And I seem to recall, and it looks like the last time that he was used was in the pages of Black Panther in 2018. I think we need more Dr. Faustus.
Yeah, more cowbell, more Faustus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What'd you think of this story, Bob?
Well, it was compressed, right? I mean, this could have gone on a couple issues, I think, and played well. So I think a very quick turn at the end, but typical of the time. But I think it's fun. Like, who doesn't like a good mind warping story, right? A good brainwashing story, a psychiatrist gone awry. And I think, Steve is susceptible this is right after he came out of the ice, or not too many years after he came out of the ice. He's dealing with a lot of PTSD. He's dealing with the whole Bucky situation. It's a lot of stress. And so I think this would have really resonated at the time. Um, but a good story. I mean, yeah, Faustus versus Steve. Who doesn't want that?
All right, so I go first. Um, you went first last time, so my turn. And my
Okay.
favorite panel, I'm gonna go with page 11, panel 5, and that's at the very bottom. That's the one where all of a sudden we see the actors coming out from the hidden room, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like that turning wall that goes from his office to a Nazi's headquarters. And I I picked this being my favorite because I just thought it was well done by Jack to really show how it works, how the spinning wall worked in this situation to make Steve feel like that he was hallucinating when it actually was real. And a lot of detail put in this by Jack.
Look at a lot of different stuff on the shelves, on the nightstands,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of detail. And I love the idea of Faustus was using practical effects here, so it wasn't all in his head. He was really melding the drugs with a little bit of stagecraft, which I think is pretty cool.
What was your favorite panel?
Well, I'm going to go with the upper left 1/4 panel on page 6. So it's that picture of Steve in his suit standing in
Mm-hmm.
the middle of a crowd on a busy sidewalk
The square.
in New York. Yeah, and I love this because first of all, there's a lot of depth to this scene, all the way from the foreground to people way in the back. But I also love the fact that the fashion that you see in here is very much late 1960s, early 1970s. And Jack spent quite a bit of time, penciling in those details of the hairstyles, the facial hairstyles, just the types of clothes that people were wearing. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of, I think, depth and richness to this panel. Probably unnecessary, but it really makes the book look gorgeous.
Yeah, no, good call by you. I wonder if Jack felt out of time, because he was an old school kind of guy. He wouldn't have dressed like this. I wonder if there was a little bit of Jack in here feeling
Oh yeah, I think we've talked about this before, right? Where I think a lot of this, especially in the '60s, even though Stan was writing a lot of this, Jack had a very big role, and I gotta think a lot of what Steve was going through as a character reflected a lot of what Jack was going through.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bob, what's going on a t-shirt?
I'm gonna go with page 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the lower left quarter panel with Cap with his hands over his ears and all the why around him
Mm.
for no particular reason other than I often find myself saying that every day
Mm-hmm.
with a similar sort of grimace on my face. And so I think, yeah, I could go with that. Maybe a bright yellow t-shirt with that on it.
I love it. I didn't even consider that, but I really do like that idea. Kudos to you.
Yeah. And yourself, Rick, what's going on your t-shirt?
A couple pages later, we're going to go with page 5, panel 4, and it's the close up of Dr. Faust's face. And it says, other men, lesser men, have attempted to defeat Cap before and have all failed, right? And I like that because I need a T-shirt with Dr. Faustus on it. I
Yeah.
couldn't find one that was. This one I thought was the best, and I think you just blow that up so it takes up your entire torso, and it's just a gigantic block
Yeah.
square of his face. I gotta tell you, that'll turn some heads.
Sell like hotcakes. That shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want a good Faustus shirt?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, my I have 3 older brothers, and the youngest of the 3, so the next older than me, and he's about I guess he's 6.5 years older than I am.
Hmm.
He's got one son.
That's the age between me and my next brother, six and a
Is
half
it?
years. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So he's got a son, and I remember when they were expecting. I asked him. I said, "Well, what names you thinking about? You thinking about David or Michael, which is his middle name?" And he said, "No, I'm trying to convince my wife to name him Faustus."
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, Faustus. He's like, "Yeah, it's German for fist." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me know how that goes." Well, needless to say, it didn't go his way.
Uh-huh.
I said, "I think he's going to get beat up a lot," but
Yeah.
so anyway, if my nephew Zach is listening, you may not be aware of that story, but now you are.
Yeah.
So
You almost were fist.
you were almost fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's too much.
yeah. How about time capsule, Rick?
Uh, I'm gonna have to go a couple pages before. That's page 4, and first appearance of Doctor Faustus. I mean,
Ah,
how can you not pick that?
yes. All right. I really thought you were going to do the ferret.
Nah, nah,
No, you
I
skipped
know,
that, huh?
nah, nah. Of
Yeah.
course, I say, how can you not do that? And you're about to go. This is how, Rick. Right? What's going in your time
Well, I
capsule?
got to go with that bottom left panel on page 6, Rick.
Yes, the moon flight.
The moon flight,
Yeah,
because
I
this
because that's the easy one.
it
Yeah,
is the easy one, but a lot of folks, they know about Apollo 11, which of course landed on the moon in 1969, right? July.
mm-hmm.
But most folks don't know about Apollo 8. So Apollo 8 was the first manned spacecraft to circumnavigate the moon. And it actually launched in December 1968. So this ripped out of the headline was actually speaking about an upcoming lunar event. So there you have it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Bob, I mentioned we would talk about next episode at the end of this episode, and I'm going to start by saying I am a winner of a Fred Hembeck Captain America card, and you know I have a nice little growing collection.
I saw that.
I sometimes don't. Okay, a lot of times don't get them because I'm going up against Alberto,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I guess he already had this one
Okay.
because, well, somebody bid me up on it. I paid a little too much for it, but
Yeah.
it's Santa Claus
It's Santa.
and Cap,
Yeah.
and Santa's holding Cap's shield, and Cap is holding Santa's bag of
I can
goodies on
not
his
like that.
back, and
Yeah.
he's wearing a Santa hat. So I liked it.
Yeah. And
So
the thing is, it's you said Alberto already has it, but they're all unique, right? I mean, they're
yeah, oh yeah,
creations. So I mean,
yeah,
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 these are
yeah,
original. So slightly different, I'm sure. So it's one of a
slightly.
kind.
It is one
So
of a kind. Yeah.
yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. And so next episode in that holiday spirit, because it is going to come out on Christmas Eve day, December 24th, to for those of you who don't know that. And I thought, let's do a Christmas related story.
Uh-huh.
So speaking of Cap and Santa, um, they back in the day, um, Marvel would do these holiday specials once a year, and they'd have these short stories in there. And we're going to be covering Marvel Holiday Special 2004, and there is a fun story in there that features Captain America.
Hmm.
And I thought, why not? Let's do that so it'll come out on Christmas Eve day.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
And then
Excellent.
the following episode, which comes out on New Year's Eve day, December 31st, we'll have our 5-year anniversary show.
Holy cow.
Looking forward to
Five
that one.
years, Rick.
I know. I already got you your present.
Yeah, I've
I
got
have to,
yours. I've
I have
got
to
yours
ship
as
it out
well.
to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to. We'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
exchange gifts. We'll talk about our favorite episodes of the year. We'll talk about our bucket list for 2026.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to
Uh,
add some items. Mine has thinned out.
we've been checking them off, Bob.
Yeah, you really have.
Maybe we'll announce some really cool things as far as plans for 2026.
Yeah.
So make sure you come back 2 weeks for that one.
All right. It sounds like a lot of fun coming up. Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Bob. All right. Also, if you don't mind, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you're on YouTube right now, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Leave us a comment. We always love those. If you're on Spotify, you can leave us a comment there. Give us a rating. If you are on Apple, please give us a 5-star review, which we will read here. And if you're feeling in the holiday spirit and you would like to donate to the show to keep us going, you can go on to buymeacoffee.com/cap comic fans and join and become a patron of the show where you get a lot of cool perks. Bob, any final words?
Please, sir, make a donation. Please, sir. It's Christmas.
uh, have we come to that, Bob?
We have indeed.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I've been waiting to do my Tiny Tim, man.
Oh, is that what that was?
I don't know. I don't
Oh, okay. Well,
know.
thanks for telling me.
It's a mishmash of Tiny Tim and, Johnny
I don't
Copperfield
know.
or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. All right. For Bob Lucius, I'm Rick Verbonis, and thank you for listening to another episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast.